This is Stuff of Mine 99, doing my, making all my videos in one morning. Yep, Hurricane Sandy came through, wiped us out pretty good. My sister lives a couple towns over and has no power. She was here, she left last night, but she's coming back today because the power is still off. It went on yesterday for a little while, but it's gone again. So they're all coming back with the kids and everything. So it's kind of tough to do some videos when my wife and all the family and there's a bunch of kids running around. I don't really have a separate room dedicated. I sort of just do it in my living room / office room / dining room area. It's all one big space. But anyway, I hope everybody's faring well through the aftermath of Sandy. And best wishes to everybody, and hope everything's working out for you. Just if you got gas in your car, don't drive unless you have to. It's kind of tough to get it. Alright. My Ruger LC9. I actually traded I had a Ruger Black Hawk convertible that shot .357, .38 special, and 9mm. I had that gun in my safe for about 2 years. It was a Safe Queen. I took it out, shot it maybe 200 rounds from each various kinds of ammo through it, and it just, every time I went to the range, I just never took it with me. I just didn't feel like grabbing it and taking it with me, you know. I was always taking my semi-automatics, or I have my brother-in-law. One of my brother-in-laws has a really sweet Smith & Wesson. I think it's the 687 or 86 or whatever the hell it is. It's got 8 rounds in it, and it's a sweet gun. It's a fucking $1,100 gun or whatever, but it's a sweet shooting gun. So when I go with him, I use his revolver, and I'm happy. But I went to my gun shop and to put it on consignment, because they don't do trade-ins here in any of the stores here in the state that I'm living in. And the guy behind the counter was a huge single-action fan, so he gave me $400 for it, which I was really happy with. I was planning on selling it for, $400, $450, and then taking the 40, 30% or 20% hit that they give you for selling it through them. So he gave me the $400. This was $430, so I threw $30 out of my pocket, and I got myself the LC9. The main reason I was looking into something like this was so I could get my wife into shooting. She has normal, small-sized little girl hands. Good ergonomics on this for her. I was looking at either this. I was looking at the Bursa, but nobody sells Bursas, 380s anywhere I can find in New Jersey. But I'm glad I got this one instead, because it's the 9mm, so I'm a little more comfortable with it, even though you can kill somebody with a 22. Let's not get into a round debate, guys. But I got some Federal, I think these are the Hydra shocks that I keep in here. I have a nice holster for this, the crossbreed knockoff. I'll get into that later. But 7 rounds, 9mm in one magazine. It comes with one magazine. Pretty much what you see here is what it comes with. A magazine. It's got that little folding case to keep it in, which is sort of nice. It's got a little key lock thing, and the flat base plate and the extension base plate. I opted to just put the extension base plate on it. I ended up buying another magazine when I was there, and I put the extension plate on it. Now, a real quick note with these magazines, I noticed when I put the plate on there, they had a little bit of wobble back and forth. So what I did was I took some removable Loctite. I know you guys are gonna probably go nuts, but I hate when things move around or rattle when I grab it. I need to feel a positive grip when I do it. Put a dot here, gave it a couple taps, pushed it in tight, and let it sit that way overnight so it can seep down a little bit into just the rails where they catch up onto the sides of the magazine itself. And now they're not coming off unless I get in there and crack it open, and then I can clean it, take the springs out and clean it. Once a year when you do your cleaning of your magazines, depending on how many rounds you do. But it's a lot nicer, it's a lot tighter in there now that it doesn't slide back and forth, because that shit drives me nuts. Alright, the Ruger LC9. Great little option for carry. Again, I left the white in the back dots, and I just did the front one green just to add some contrast. It does make a big difference, again, with my Bright Sights paint. This gun has a lot of good safety features. Gives me peace of mind. Especially since I have my wife shooting it, and there's all kinds of safety, and it's a really long, hard trigger pull, and you know when there's something in there because a big freaking diver down flag pops up, letting you know that you got something in the chamber. Loaded when up. It'll tell you if you can't feel but you can read. It's got this 1911 style safety, which I really enjoy, because once that's in there, nothing's happening. If you stick this in your holster and you're inside the waistband or something, you don't have to worry about anything by accident. You pull it out and you pull it down and you pop the safety down and you pull the trigger and it works. Alright, so that's that. It does not fire unless the magazine is in. Some people have taken that option out to magazine disconnect, because it will not, trigger won't move without a magazine in there. I'm leaving it, because God forbid I've ever had to use this. This would be my go-to for a concealed carry. Even though in my state it's almost impossible to get it. But if you did have to use something, I don't know how, juries and lawyers to get in there. Once you start modifying your handguns from the factory specs, especially if you shoot the guy more than once, to have to take him down, or you kill somebody by accident, trying to defend yourself, bullet goes past somebody, but or you damage someone's property. If you've modified the gun, they might go after you, because then they're saying that it's not designed to be used the way it was used, and blah 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 blah. So you might get yourself into trouble. That's why with this carry, I leave it the way it is. I don't mind that I have to put a new magazine in there. If I can't take some guy out with 7 rounds of 9mm, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm in more trouble than I'm going to need to handle with just this gun, besides the extra magazine. So you can have a total of 15 rounds between the 2 magazines and having one in the chamber, which is plenty for carrying, and it's so light, it's so easy to carry. You can get all the specs on that online. But to carry a gun that has 15 rounds, you don't even feel it on you all day. You can have 15 rounds with you. If you want to get more magazines, you can have even more, but this gun it's a great option for that. It's really good feeling in the hand. Now, it does take some getting used to with the ergonomics. For me, again, with my freaking bare paw hands here, I noticed, because I'm so used to shooting those full-size guns, that I just grab it and it just fits nice. This is a little thinner, so it doesn't have enough width for me, but that's the whole reason why you buy it. It's nice and thin and light. That it also, the way you grip it. With a big gun, I just sort of get a nice easy grip and get in there and use sort of the meaty part of my finger on the trigger to be pretty accurate, because